Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and those currently not sitting on cushions. Seriously, why are you not sitting on a cushion? It's comfy. Get that cushion, then come back. I'm a man with a plan, and the ironclad white pale tan, the self-proclaimed most explosive man of the planet, TheXploder. And today, I'm doing a video based on what you guys have been telling me on TikTok. So yes, if you guys aren't already following me on TikTok, I'll put a link somewhere on screen so that you guys can totally check me out over there. Do a bunch of content related to what I'm doing on live streams over on Twitch. And by the way, I'm just going to shove all the links down in the description below anyway, but I'll also pop them up on screen if you want to type them in the hard way, because I know some of you like it hard. And basically, I did a video on TikTok not that long ago talking about how picking your starter Pokemon in the Pokemon games did not dictate the difficulty of that Pokemon game. And that video went hugely viral. I mean insano viral, to the point where I've had really good discussions with a very large amount of people. And if you're one of those people, thank you very much for just putting your thoughts out there. But I have noticed something. I've noticed that a lot of you guys are dictating the fact that it's difficult under the regard that when it comes to picking Charmander, you're doing a solo-only run of Charmander through the games, thus that's why it's hard. And I'm thinking to myself, no, because the whole point of Pokemon, and it's told to you from Professor Oak and his aides from the very beginning of the game, that you gotta go out there, catch the Pokemon to fill up the Pokedex, try out different teams against different trainers, gym leaders, rival battles, etc. Find your best team and then take on the Elite Four. That's what it's all about. So why are you guys choosing to only run with Charmander and say, well, the game's on hard mode, I've picked Charmander, let's go, when the only thing that's making it hard is the fact that you are only using Charmander? Something I really don't get. Even now, I don't get it. So I thought, instead of constantly fighting with people in the comment section of my TikTok, constantly telling me that Charmander is hard mode, I'm going to prove to you guys today that he's not, by going back to Pokemon Red. And literally, here we are, Pokemon Red, the original OG game that I grew up with all those years ago back in '96. And to make sure that we are going to be running this with what you guys have been saying on TikTok, I will be starting the game from Pallet Town, and I will only be using Charmander, and I will only fight wild encounters that I naturally encounter in the wild as I'm traveling, and will only battle trainers that I actively go against to battle. And the whole goal of this video is simple. Can we beat Brock with only Charmander, bearing in mind your guys' rule sets? And to make this extra exciting, I'm not going to grind, so I'm going to actively edit into this video every fight that I have naturally, from when I get Charmander all the way up to when I fight Brock. I will record every trainer battle and let you know where Charmander sits with stats, levels, and all that jazz as we naturally go through. And then once we defeat Brock as Charmander, I would have proved to you how easy Brock is when we're talking about Charmander in Gen 1. Let's go. Oh, would help if I hit the right button. That's always a good thing. Like, you know the correct button? I should try that sometime. Okay, I'm gonna be red. Rival will be blue. Do the classic red versus blue. And let's go. Now, this is also bearing in mind that as I'm playing through the game here, I have not done anything to edit the game whatsoever. So this is not randomized. This is not a ROM hack that has increased experience gain or anything like that. This is as raw Pokemon Red is. So there's nothing edited with it, nothing crazy with it, just nothing with it whatsoever, apart from it just being the original game back in '96. So let's freaking go. While we're here, can I just say, it's been such a long while since we've had a rival battle that is genuinely someone being an asshole to you. I know the games are catered towards kids first, and kids may be like,
oh, I don't want my rival to be always at my phone telling me that I suck.
But it does make you better. In my opinion, it drives you to want to kick his ass a lot more, and it drives you to want to beat him way more than you ever probably would. There he is. Red boy, bestest red boy that ever was. We'll check out his stats before we do anything else. And for the sake of this run, we're going to call Charmander subscribe, because that's what you should totally be doing right now, so that you do not miss out on any of the explosive action. Do it. You gotta plug in a segue somewhere. Might as well incorporate it into the game. Okay, blue naturally picks Squirtle, which of course is the opposite of what you would pick. And Squirtle's not that tough. Like, the thing is, you pick Charmander, and Charmander innately, with his base stats, most of the time, should have higher attack stats than Squirtle. So even with the initial battle versus blue, we should be absolutely fine. And we're just going to go straight for scratches all the time. Because the only thing Squirtle can do to us, apart from tackle, is Tail Whip. Tail Whip can be quite scary though. Because if he tail whips us enough and then drives our defense down enough where a single tackle can take us from max health all the way down to no health, that can be quite dangerous. But literally, this starter battle, even after all these years, you can lose it, and that's absolutely fine. Many people say if you lose the initial rival battle, it's immediately like the worst thing that could ever happen to you. It's genuinely not. If I lose this battle here, that's fine. But I don't, because he goes for Tail Whip, misses, I do non-stop scratches, beat Squirtle. Nice. Squirtle's done, you get 70 experience, it's always guaranteed to level you up to level 6 as long as you beat your rival. And there you go, first match done. Now before we go any further and we do Professor Oak's little quest to go over to Viridian City, grab the equipment needed and then come back, let's have a look at our Charmander's stats. So Charmander's stats is currently sitting at 11 attack, 11 defense, 13 speed, 12 special. Any natural encounter that I get, any natural trainer battles that I get, I will naturally fight, and I will only level up Charmander if we get a level off of these random fights. Some of these fights I may not even fight in, just because they might be annoying, but in all honesty, how I played the game back in the day and how I even play the game now, with like runs of original red as well as fire red, which I do a lot of runs of casually. Every time I pick my starter, I normally always try to get my starter to level 7 before I start getting Pokeballs. Many people will think to me, oh, why do you grind up to level 7? Well, I don't even grind up to level 7, I hope to get to level 7. And the reason is, if you're level 7, you have like a nice little stat advantage against any random encounters that you do come across. And at least with that level 7 advantage, you're not going to die right off the bat. Unless you're either incredibly unlucky with crits, you end up starting off with Bulbasaur, for example, you fight off against a Pidgey, and Pidgey absolutely smacks you around the face with Gusts. Which I believe in this game, Gust counts as normal type move. So even if Pidgey uses Gust on Bulbasaur all the time, Bulbasaur doesn't get super effective hit, Bulbasaur only gets natural effective hit. So that's absolutely fine, it's not even that bad. Oh my god, Pidgey, get out of here. And subscribe's now level 7, just after another random Pidgey we've gone across. Special's up to 14, speed up to 14, special up to 13. Guess who can't read? There is one added caveat to this challenge as well, and I thought I'd add that in here as we're walking around, because I don't think I've actually brought it up yet. Even though I am battling trainers that I bump into naturally, and I'm battling Pokemon that I naturally encounter through random encounters, one thing I am going to enforce onto myself is to try and keep Charmander at the level cap of Brock, which I believe in red off the top of my head is 14 for Onyx. But if any of you guys recall, if you've played the original Pokemon Red, it was notorious when you reached Brock and you thought to yourself, oh, I want to level up my Pokemon a bit. It was one of the worst grinding experiences I've ever had in video games, and I think a lot of people have ever had in video games. Because what happens is, when you go against Brock, the best two grinding areas that you really have are Viridian Forest and the little grass patch that still counts as Route 2 before you enter Pewter City. And I think the highest level Pokemon that you can encounter, if you're lucky enough to encounter it on those routes, is I think level 6. Bearing in mind that the highest level trainer that you can fight before taking on Brock, it's the bug trainer in Viridian Forest that has a single Weedle at level 9, as well as the other trainer in Brock's gym, which I believe only has a Geodude and a Sandshrew that are level 10 or level 10 and 11. Rival's theme in original is beautiful, but if you want the best theme from this game, in my opinion, is definitely the final rival encounter on the Elite Four. If you have not heard that tune in all of its 8-bit glory, do me a favor and listen to it. It is genuinely one of the greatest tracks that has ever been made in Pokemon, at least in my opinion, and that was from all the way back in the day. It had a wonderful remix in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think the community have done a great job doing their own cover versions of the track as well. It's been really, really good. Okay, so now we've encountered Ratata in Route 1. So that's pretty much all the encounters you're going to be getting in Route 1 in Original Red. I will not be grinding or going into the space to the left of Viridian City here, which you can go to. For a couple of reasons. Number one, you can indeed get Nidoran male and Nidoran female, but how it was pointed out in the video that I did on TikTok, and I will gladly take the L on this one, Nidoran male and female in red and blue do not learn double kick naturally until way later on. I believe it's level 34. It's deep into their 30s. Whilst in Pokemon Yellow, this was actually amended. In Yellow, Nidoran male and female actually learn double kick, I believe, at level 13, which is the same level that Butterfree, if you were to capture a Caterpie, level it up, evolve it, etc., learns Confusion. And originally, one of the best plans, if you're struggling against Brock, was to capture a Caterpie in Viridian Forest, level it up to naturally evolve into Weedle and then Butterfree, and then use Confusion on Butterfree to take them out. Because the big caveat here is that, yes, over time, people have come to realize, and they gained a lot more knowledge when it comes to type differences. Because you've got to bear in mind, back in 96, this is your first ever Pokemon game, you have no idea what type differences are at this point. You're naturally learning that as you go along, so your knowledge of the game is right where everyone else is, rock bottom. So in order to circumvent the knowledge, you basically just have to go through trial and error until you learn everything you need to learn. And a lot of people pointed out that the reason why Charmander should be hard mode, according to what they were saying, is because Charmander is of course naturally weak to Brock, and Brock has rock types. But this is the big difference here. In Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green in the remakes, Brock was basically reworked to act a lot more like Roxanne from Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald. Roxanne, trainer-specific move, was Rock Tomb, a really good, really powerful rock-type move, and I remember using that religiously when I got it. So Brock was reworked so that his Geodude was still pretty much the same. There wasn't a lot different with Geodude. But the biggest difference was now with Onix. Onix, instead of having Bide, now had Rock Tomb. And Rock Tomb now made a Charmander start much, much harder. And you couldn't just resort on doing the Butterfree Confusion tactic, because Butterfree is now bug flying and takes ×4 damage against rock type moves, which is really devastating. So you need to be quite careful when it comes to Fire Red and Leaf Green's version, because it is naturally much harder when you start out with Charmander. But how did Game Freak balance this? They balanced this in two different ways. Number one, you remember earlier on when I spoke about Nidoran male and Nidoran female in Yellow version gaining access to double kick much earlier on in comparison to how it was made in Red, Blue and even Green version in Japan. Well, what happened was they carried that over to Fire Red and Leaf Green. So now in Fire Red and Leaf Green, hallelujah, we've just hit level 9, got Ember. Ember's going to be the big reason why we beat Brock, by the way. Sorry, tangent. So, of course, now you can technically capture 2 Nidorans on the routes prior to battling Brock that both have double kick. Now you have a very strong fighting type move to take out his rock type mons. But it's not the most effective method. And the reason why it's not the most effective method is simply because, of course, Nidoran male and female are poison types, and they will take ×2 damage against rock type moves because they are naturally weak against rock as well as Charmander. So you're still gambling to that extent. So they balanced out even more by giving Charmander access to Metal Claw at level 13. Metal Claw being a steel type move that is super effective against all of Brock's Pokemon. So effectively what happens is, when you start with Charmander at the beginning of the game in Fire Red and Leaf Green, now by the time that you reach Brock himself does become more challenging, but by the time you go against him, if you at least have your Charmander up to level 13, which can be a little bit difficult if you need to get that odd leveled up or not, but not too hard, then you will have a natural super effective move against Brock, and 9 times out of 10, Charmander will naturally be much faster than any of the rock Pokemon that Brock will be using against you. Holy crap, what the hell? Okay, what is the chance of this? I think Pikachu in Viridian Forest in Gen 1 is still only a 5% chance of showing up. So the fact that I'm recording this, look at me, Ma. Got me a Pikachu. Yeah. You can't make this up, but... oh my god, I didn't even mean to use Growl. I was gonna burn you like you deserve to be, you silly rat you. The funny thing is, I don't even think Pikachu has an attacking move at level 3. I think Pikachu only has Growl. I think Pikachu also has Thunder Shock. In all honesty, it's been a long while since I've used Pikachu in Gen 1. So if anyone can verify that for me later on, or I'll just verify for it later and snap it on screen, absolutely fine. But what are the chances, eh? I love it. So we are already at level 10 with Charmander. And you have seen every single fight that I have fought in has just been a natural fight. I have not gone out of my way to really grind in any way. I'm just simply approaching Pewter City. And now we just hit level 11 after being another Weedle. That's really nice. So as long as we're around level 12, 13, I'm going to be happy with that. If we're anything higher than that from naturally leveling up as we bump into natural random encounters, that's just how it's going to be. Right, so coming up ahead is probably one of the more notorious trainers earlier on. I'm going to pop a potion before we go against him, just to make sure that my health is high. So this trainer coming up, I'm probably going to run away from this Kakuna, just because I want to manage my levels a little bit. But this trainer coming up is effectively one of the big curb stompers in the early game of Gen 1. This is a simple bug tamer with a Weedle that is leveled 9. And Weedle's not normally a big problem. You would just think, a level 9 Weedle? Pfft, what's so bad about this? This level 9 Weedle, I don't know whether it's just my bad luck in general, has always poisoned one of my boys whenever I've gone against him if I have not ran as Charmander. But there you go. Even though I had really bad luck with the bug catcher early on whenever I played Pokemon back in the day, or just the OG Pokemon games, as to say, back in the day, he would normally always poison my boys. And if you're doing a Nuzlocke run of the original red, blue and whatnot, if you face him and you get one of your Pokemon poisoned and you do not have any antidotes on you because you're like,
oh, I don't need to buy antidotes of the Pokemon. What am I?
Then by the time you get to here, you get poisoned and you're on your way to strolling into Pewter City. If you get to a Pokemon Center, get to Nurse Joy and find out, oh god, I'm very close to dying and you don't even have a potion on you, well done. Nuzlocke kill. But here we are, we hit Pewter City, and that's really, really dope. We are level 11, I believe. Let's have a look at Charmander's stats. So yes, Charmander is level 11 at the moment, with attack of 17, defense of 16, speed of 20, and special of 19. With that speed of 20, we are pretty much guaranteed to be faster than Geodude or Onix that Brock is going to throw at us. This was before I was going to realise, no, I'm completely wrong here. Geodude and Onix are actually pretty damn fast. So let's go. Let's give it an absolute shot. I would expect everyone to take on Brock's trainer during their runs through the game anyway, because heck, more XP. Why wouldn't you do it? But this one's interesting because he does have Diglett. But as you can see, as long as we use Ember against these Pokemon that are apparently much stronger against our beloved Charmander, even on a crit, it does so much damage. Yeah, this Diglett is actually kicking my butt a little bit. And that's simply because this Diglett had that lucky crit early on. Yo, instantly up to level 12. Amazing. And then we have Sandshrew. Sandshrew could be a little bit ridiculous. The only reason why Sandshrew could be a bit ridiculous is because of Sand Attack. Sand Attack in Gen 1 has always been a curse for me, again, as a player. Because I would normally get absolutely ridden with Sand Attacks, can't hit anything, and then they start whittling at my HP. Look, it's starting. It begins. They will whittle up my HP until I just can't go no more. And then before you know it, I've lost because I can't hit them with anything. But luckily, Subscribe knows what to do, and he knows to absolutely burn that subscribe button and kick some ass. As well as a crit as well. That's lovely. And just by battling those 2 Pokemon alone, we're already boosted all the way up to level 13. Those are going to be our stats to go against Brock. Now, one thing I'm going to do quickly is go back to a Pokemon Center and heal. And I know some of you guys may just look at me and go, oh, why not use the potion? Because I just want the potion just in case I need to pop it while we face Brock. And if anyone's looking at me saying, oh, why are you going to use items against Brock? No wonder why you're going to win. Because now it's just easy mode because you're bringing a potion to the fight. I'm only doing what the game gives me access to. Again, self-imposed challenge versus in-game challenge. And I'm trying to establish that the in-game challenge of you picking Charmander in Gen 1 does not innately mean that you are playing hard mode. So obviously the big deal against Brock is that Brock's go-to move in Gen 1 is Bide. Bide is a multi-turn move where during turn 1 when you use it and turn 2 when it charges up, the more you hit the Pokemon that is currently going through Bide, the more the power of Bide stacks up, as long as you hit him. If you do not hit the Pokemon that is currently using Bide, then Bide does not trigger, and therefore you just get off scot-free. So in order to really beat a Bide user, you just don't hit him when he's using Bide. And that's it. So now we're going to start off against Brock's Geodude. And I'm mostly going to focus on Ember, because Ember's going to do the most damage out of all my attacks. Geodude with Brock in Gen 1, and I believe also in Fire Red and Leaf Green, only has access to 2 moves, Tackle and Defense Curl. Defense Curl will boost up, obviously, his defenses, whilst Tackle will obviously deal damage to me. And I don't like that, because Tackle is quite beefy, actually, in Gen 1. Like, I did an entire run of Gen 1 with only a Koffing, which was brilliant, and Koffing's like my favourite Pokemon of all time. And I actually kept Tackle on Koffing from the beginning of the game to the end, and Tackle was actually really, really useful and really, really good in general, even all the way up to late game. So here we have Onyx, level 14, so he's already higher level than us. Onyx also has access to Screech. Screech is going to be very dangerous, because of course that greatly reduces defense. But this is the caveat of using Charmander. You can burn Onyx. So now we have burned Onyx. Onyx is now on fire. Just can't stand it anymore. So he is going to take damage every turn. But that's when you find out that Brock does not actually have a potion in this fight. He in fact has a full heal. So even if you burn Onyx, he's actually prepared for you, and that's really dope. So now what's going to happen is, Onyx has used Bites, he's going to charge up power. We're going to use this opportunity to use Growl instead, so that the unleashed energy is not that strong at all. Because we did hit him with that 1 Ember, so it's going to be half decent. So now his attack has been naturally decreased by 3, whilst with Screech, our defense has been taken down by 2. But even with Bide being charged up again, I'm not even going to risk going for Growls. I'm actually going to go straight for Embers, and possibly end Onyx right here, right now. It's risky, it's very risky, but I think I can do it.
Whoops.
Oh no, we still got it. No, we don't. Still not hard mode, guys. It's still not hard mode. I believe that actually happened. Are you serious? But that's not the game being hard. That's me being a greedy butt. Genuinely thinking that my damage output was going to make it. And it didn't. So, there you go. But as you can see from there, I was doing a lot of damage as Charmander just by using Ember, and Onyx was going down quite fast, and if Brock did not have full heal, or if I managed to burn Onyx again at any point with those Embers, I would have actually beaten him first try. So here we go, let's do Brock attempt number 2, shall we? This time understanding where my limits are and knowing, nah, you know what? I should probably growl during bide. If I know I can't kill in the 2 turns needed, I will have to just resort to using growl. The Geodude's just getting at me as usual. Just gonna do my best and burn the living daylights out of him. Burn, baby, burn. Geodude Inferno, burn, baby, burn. Gonna defense curl. Now, I don't think defense curl in Gen 1 actually affects the defense of special moves either, because that's still related to your special stat. So I think defense curl would only boost his defense if I was to use, like, Scratch, for example. But because I'm only using Ember, we should be all good. And we are. We take him down. We're up to 14. But luckily, that's still within level cap of Onyx, so that's absolutely fine. And now we have Onyx to deal with. Onyx actually faster? Are you serious? Oh my god. I might have underestimated Brock's Onyx a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Okay, use my 1 potion just to buff up my Charmy a little bit more. But yeah, 2 crits in a row? Okay, Brock, you're trying to prove me wrong, aren't you? You absolute wazzock. How about you just stop doing all of this and you just don't even do it to me anymore? Just please. I'm not even getting a burn on him now. This is actually really scary. The fact he's used Screech twice, I don't have a potion on me. Ooh, you know what? Brocky, he may be about to put me down again. Oh my god. I hope not. I really hope not. Subscribe! At least his attack stats down quite a bit. Okay, he's going for bite again. We should be okay now. I'm gonna be a bit greedy, but I think we should be okay. Emphasis on should. I hope. Yeah, the lucky crit. There we go. And there you go. Yes, we were taken down to critical levels of health. It was a bit tough, and as you saw, if you're greedy, it will come to bite you in the butt. But this is another thing to keep in mind. If you didn't care about level caps, Charmander does learn Leer at level 15. And Leer is a way better use of your time over using Growl if you wanted to during bide turns to bring his defense down a little bit more if you wanted to. But it's not essential. You can still use Growl. Brock's been defeated. I've got a gym badge. Happy as Larry. It's not hard. And this is bearing in mind, with this self-imposed challenge of only using Charmander after speaking to you guys on the TikToks, if this is all a self-imposed challenge that I put myself on, only going into a fight with 1 potion, only going into a fight not being too highly leveled, only going into the fight with Charmander, bearing in mind that going up to this fight, you could have a full team of 6 against Brock. And Brock would not even be that hard, even if you only leveled Charmander up to this point. I've proven to you that yes, although Brock can be a little bit of a dick, and through player error and a little bit of greed, I might be able to push myself a little bit too far when it comes to things, Brock is not hard. Charmander does not equal hard mode in the Pokemon games, at least when it comes to Gen 1. Gen 3, with Fire Red and Leaf Green, may be a little bit more challenging, but at least you do have Metal Claw if you were to do this again. And that is the video. I hope you guys were interested in this, enjoyed it, and all that fun jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you still think the Charmander is hard mode? Do you think Charmander was never hard mode? Do you think I should try this challenge again, but do it as Charmander in Fire Red and Leaf Green? Because I'll gladly give that a try. Why not? Let me know anything and everything that you guys want to share down in the comment section, or you can check out the social links in the description while you're down there to all my other social pages, especially the Discord channel where you can interact with me directly and as well as the rest of my community. And if you have made it this far, and if you haven't yet, consider subscribing, liking the video, and all that fun jazz as you're normally told by everyone out there on every YouTube video ever at the beginning of their videos, which I hate. And also, do not forget that I live stream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, normally around 7:30 PM GMT, where at the moment, as I'm currently recording this video, we're still doing a run of Pokemon Sword as a randomizer Nuzlocke, which has been really, really fun. So check out even more down below, and as well as the videos on my page if you want to know more. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments. And on top of all of that, I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay explosive. See you later, peeps.